Japan is running out of people. In 2024, the country's population dropped by over 500,000, its 14th straight year of decline. By 2060, experts predict Japan will lose another third of its people. Cities like Tokyo and Osaka could shrink by 50%. The birth rate? A record low of 1.26 children per woman. Japan is becoming a nation of ghosts, abandoned villages, empty schools, and a workforce vanishing faster than ice in the sun. And yet, this isn't just Japan's problem. It's a warning for every country on Earth. Because the same forces that are killing Japan's population are already at work in Europe, China, and even the United States. So how did Japan go from being the world's second-largest economy to a demographic time bomb? And worse, why can't it fix itself? The answer isn't just about birth rates or immigration. It's about something far deeper, the hidden cost of Japan's empire. And the lessons it holds for all of us. To understand Japan's collapse, you have to go back to the moment it peaked. The year was 1968. Japan's economy was growing faster than China's today, at nearly 10% a year. Factories hummed, exports boomed, and the country seemed unstoppable. But behind the glittering skyline of Tokyo, something was already broken. In the 1920s, Japan's government launched a campaign to increase the population. They called it Ikusiai Kaka, the nurturing state. Then came World War II. The war killed 3 million Japanese. But the real damage was done after the surrender. In 1947, General Douglas MacArthur imposed a new constitution. Article 9 famously banned war. But there was a hidden clause, one that would shape Japan's future in ways no one predicted. The new constitution guaranteed gender equality. For the first time, Japanese women had the right to vote. They could work, study, and choose when, or if, to have children. And they did. By the 1950s, women were marrying later, having fewer kids, and pouring into universities. The birth rate plummeted. By 1960, it had fallen below replacement level. Japan's leaders panicked. They launched new campaigns, tax breaks for families, subsidies for childcare, even matchmaking services. But it was too late. The genie was out of the bottle. Then came the next blow, the 1990s. Japan's economic bubble burst. For decades, the country had built its empire on one idea, that growth was infinite. Banks collapsed. Pensions vanished. Young people saw their futures disappear overnight. The birth rate, already low, crashed even further. By 2000, Japan's population was shrinking for the first time in history. And it's been shrinking ever since. Today, Japan has more people over 65 than under 15. In some towns, the only children are mannequins in empty classrooms. Schools are closing at a rate of 1 every 3 days. But here's the paradox, Japan isn't poor. It's still the third largest economy in the world. Its GDP per capita is higher than Germany's. So why is it dying? The answer lies in a word that haunts every advanced economy today, time. In Japan, time has run out. The country's workforce peaked in 1995. Since then, it's been shrinking by over 1 million people every year. And yet, Japan's economy still grows. How? Because its companies have become masters of automation. But automation can't fill the gaps in healthcare, elder care, or consumer demand. And that's where the real crisis begins. Japan's population is aging faster than any in history. A third of its people are over 65. By 2030, that number will rise to 40%. And the country simply doesn't have enough young people to take care of them. In rural towns, elderly residents are found dead in their homes, weeks after they've passed. It's a tragedy unfolding in slow motion. And it's not just a Japanese problem, it's a global one. The UN predicts that by 2050, over 60 countries will have shrinking populations. So why isn't anyone doing anything about it? The answer is simple: no one knows how. Japan has tried everything. It's spent billions on childcare subsidies. It's offered cash bonuses for newborns, up to $7,000 per child. It's even launched matchmaking TV shows to encourage romance. But nothing works. The birth rate stays stuck at 1.26. Why? Because the problem isn't money. It's culture. For decades, Japan built its empire on the idea that work comes first. Long hours. Lifetime employment. Sacrificing personal life for the company. And that culture hasn't changed. Today, Japanese men work some of the longest hours in the world. They leave the office at midnight, exhausted. They commute for hours. They have no energy left for family, or for love. And women? They face a brutal choice: career or children. Japan's corporate culture is still stuck in the 1980s. Women who have kids are seen as less committed. They're passed over for promotions. They're forced to quit. And so they do. Today, over 70% of Japanese women leave their jobs after having a child. The system is designed to push them out. And without women in the workforce, Japan's economy is starved of talent. It's a vicious cycle. No children means no future workforce. No workforce means economic decline. And economic decline means fewer opportunities for the next generation. It's a death spiral. And Japan is trapped in it. But there's another layer to this crisis, one that most people never see. Japan's empire wasn't just built on people. It was built on space. And now, that space is disappearing. In 1960, Japan had 93 million people crammed into an area smaller than California. Today, it has 125 million. Cities like Tokyo are the most densely populated on Earth. Apartments are the size of closets. Parks are rare. And the cost of living is crushing. A small Tokyo apartment can cost $3,000 a month. Raising a child in Japan costs over $170,000, more than in the US. And yet, Japan's cities are still growing. Rural areas, meanwhile, are emptying out. Over 500 villages have been abandoned since 2000. Farmers are dying. Schools are closing. And the government? It's powerless to stop it. Because the forces driving Japan's decline aren't just economic or cultural, they're geographic. So what's the way out? Some point to immigration. Japan has always been famously closed to outsiders. Only 2% of its population is foreign-born, one of the lowest rates in the world. But even if it opened its doors tomorrow, could it absorb millions of new workers? Cities are already at capacity. Housing is unaffordable. Others suggest robots. Japan is already leading the world in automation. But robots can't replace human connection. They can't raise children. They can't care for the elderly. And they can't drive an economy forward without consumers. The truth is, Japan may have already passed the point of no return. Its population is shrinking. Its workforce is aging. Its culture resists change. And time is running out. But here's the lesson for the rest of the world: Japan's crisis isn't unique. It's a preview of what's coming for every advanced economy. The US, Europe, China, they're all heading toward the same cliff. The question isn't if it will happen. It's when. And the answer may be sooner than we think. So what can we learn from Japan's fall? The first lesson is that demographics are destiny. A country's population isn't just a number, it's the engine of its economy, its culture, and its power. The second lesson is that culture eats policy for breakfast. You can throw money at the problem. You can build childcare centers. But if the culture doesn't change, if men still work 60-hour weeks, if women still face impossible choices, then none of it matters. The third lesson is that time is the ultimate currency. Japan's empire was built on borrowed time. It grew fast, it grew big, and it burned through its people in the process. Now, that time is up. And the rest of the world is watching. Japan's story isn't just a tragedy. It's a warning. A warning that no empire, no matter how powerful, is immune to the laws of demography. That no amount of money or technology can replace the most basic resource of all, people. And that the countries that survive the next century won't be the ones with the biggest armies or the tallest skyscrapers. They'll be the ones that learn to adapt before it's too late. But will Japan adapt? Or will it become a cautionary tale, a nation that built an empire on sand, only to watch it crumble beneath its feet? The answer lies in the hands of its people. And in the choices they make today. Because the clock is ticking. And time, as Japan is learning the hard way, is the one thing you can't buy back.